We shall not now talk about fighting. Let's run you for a full recess in the ordinary setting with fight tolerance 100. Here we have a group of 2 children, and so they will mutually exchange status. If we have a group of more than 2, like this group of 3, then 2 of them will interact, and afterwards these 2 might interact. So they interact in pairs. In those pairs, one child always initiates and gives status to the other child. Now this child has little status, so it doesn't expect to be given a lot of status, but any child that gets less than it currently has is not happy. Here we see the types of conferrals in a tick. We are now at 300 ticks here. These are all the conferrals. These are the happy conferrals, where the recipient got at least as much status from the other as they currently have. Here, the recipient got a little bit less, but not little enough to actually put up a fight. Here we have fights that were approved of by the group and fights that were disapproved of by the group. And you know that because fight tolerance is 100, most fights are approved of by the group. If the group approves of a fight, then the winner of the fight gets extra status. In this case, if these 2 children fought, this one has strength power 7, this one has power 5, this one would probably win, except in some cases if this one was really indignified. If it was really undersold on status in the conferral. These fights here are fights where the group condemns the fight. There is also a chance, even in a fight-tolerant culture, that the group will say, no, you really overdid it, you shouldn't have started this fight. And then it is the fight picker who gets penalized in status. But as you can see here, the high status children, 10, power 8, power 7, so these are the big ones, tend to have the most status. There's a positive correlation. There's a gender status gap of 0.2. Let's now look what happens if we reduce the fight tolerance to 0 and we run another break. Actually, we see that gender status gap has not gone down. The number of fights has gone down, especially the fights approved of by the group. The status distributions have become narrower. So on the surface, there seems to be less status differences between all the children. It is a more egalitarian community, but there is still a kind of a glass ceiling for the girls. And this has to do with another parameter that we will see in the next films, which is rough and tumble.